So guys, today I want to talk about the one question you should ask yourself before you go and see a doctor. Just finished the gym, and I'm just strolling back, so I thought I'd shoot this video now. Before I get into that topic, if you're not already following me on Telegram, please do. You can find me at reviveyourself_ on Telegram, or you can join our mailing list at www.reviveyourself.co. That way you won't miss any of my information, because, as I keep mentioning, these platforms are getting incredibly censored. I mean, I had a post pulled down yesterday talking about terrain theory, which isn't really a theory, it's a fact, but they're putting that down. What else are they going to start putting down? So follow me on Telegram or on my mailing list so you don't miss anything. Anyway, today I want to talk about the one question you should be asking yourself before you go to the doctors, and that is, do these guys really have my best interests at heart? Now, whether it's a doctor, consultant, specialist, you have to ask yourself, do these guys have my best interests at heart? Because when you think about it logically, you'll click it and make sense. They don't celebrate when their drug sales go down, only when they go up. And when you go and see these guys, they don't ever take you off medication, they just put you on more. And so, that just pumps up the amount of money they make. The same way when you talk about these things for the little ones. If a doctor does that to over 63% of his or her patients, in America they can make up to an extra $375,000. Whoa, right? So, are they actually interested in your health, or are they just interested in long-term customers? So, I always liken it to the analogy of, if you were going to see someone, this is what I say, they're experts in disease, they're not experts in health. I'm talking about specialists being people who know more and more about less and less until they know absolutely everything about nothing. When it comes to these guys, they know lots about disease, but nothing about health. I've dealt with, many of them have come to me, we've gotten back to full health, and so some of these guys go on and start teaching holistic methods. But why would you go to someone who's an expert in disease if you want to get healthy? If you were trying to make money and become a millionaire, would you go to a debt collector? Or would you go to someone who's got a reputation and who's got evidence that they've made people millionaires? If you think about it logically, of course you'd go to someone who's got a reputation of making people millionaires. You can go to someone who's an expert in debt collection. It's the same with this. Why would you go to someone who's an expert in disease, cut, burn, poison, medicate, all of which is a symptomology, none of which gets to the root cause? Why would you ever go to them? And why wouldn't you go to someone who's an expert in health? Someone who understands getting to the root cause of issues, so you never have to feel like that again. And yes, I understand if you're in England, the NHS is free. That's maybe why you go to them. But what's the point? What's the good of free if it never works? And it just puts you on more and more medication. It's the same thing with supplements. We'll say, that supplement's expensive compared to that one. Well, there's nothing more expensive than a supplement that doesn't work. So you can maybe pay £30 for a supplement that doesn't work, or £60 for one that does. And so these are some of the things you have to ask yourself. Remember, dead doctors don't lie, and doctors on average die 10 years before their patients. And how does your doctor look? Do they look happy, healthy, vital? Are they in good shape? Or, the ones I used to see, are they overweight? Do they have sunken eyes? Is their skin out of complexion? Do they have bad breath? So all these things you need to take into consideration when you're listening to people about health. What are the results they've got? Have they got people back looking healthy? They'll tell you that your body's fundamentally broken and only pill, surgery, radiation or chemotherapy can save you, which is complete nonsense. Your body wants to be healthy. Its default setting is health. It doesn't matter what you're going through, even if it's cancer, for example. Cancer's not a death sentence, it's just the body crying out for help. You just have to come at things from a different perspective. And that's why we have to look at everything. If you didn't watch my video a couple of weeks ago, and you should, it's why health is much more than just nutrition. You have to look at everything from EMF to water, to what supplements you're taking, what food you're consuming, what your thoughts are, how you've constantly got stinking thinking, how your sleep is, are you stimulating your immune system, are you detoxifying daily, remineralising the body. It's a huge amount. But this is why you have to go to someone who's an expert in health. I always say to people, when you go to your doctor with an issue, how many of them, like we do in our consultations, how many of them ask about your sleep, your diet, your hydration, how your bowel movements are working, your stress levels, your relationships, all these things. And clients will say, I didn't ask any of these questions. I was like, well, how are they going to give you any advice if they don't know who you are? So think about this, guys. Why would you go to someone who hasn't got your best interests at heart? You know, it's a really important question when it comes to this, because if you're going to be putting your health in these people's hands, you know, you should know if they've got your best interests at heart. Nothing's more valuable than your health. You can have all the money in the world. If you haven't got your health, you've got nothing. Just ask Steve Jobs. All the money, couldn't save him. That's what happens when you're around all this radiation, electrics all day long. Excuse the barking. But, so, just start to think about things logically. Look, we're all programmed to think this way. Doctors are rock stars and they're white coats. You know, I thought it myself for 5 years. I went to them and they almost destroyed me. That's why I do what I do now. Luckily I found my first mentor, but it took 5 years of me, you know, hitting my head against a brick wall, being pushed from this specialist to that consultant, none of whom made me better. No, just put me on more drugs, gave me more steroids, cut me open, left me a complete state, a shell of a man who didn't actually want to be here. So I know what it's like, I've been there. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be that way. You just have to look at things from a different perspective and go to people who have your best interests at heart. All the people who are speaking out about all this stuff right now, remember, they're not making billions of dollars, they've got no agenda. Yeah, they want to make a living. All of them want to make a living in a good way with good karmic values. And they're all sharing information and putting out lots of their free time trying to share stuff with you. Like, you know, I do myself every day, about loads of free content, because I want you to understand. I want you to, even if you can't work with me one-on-one, I want you to have that information so you can take it forward. But I always say to people, if you are going through a health issue and you want to overcome it, the quickest way is to work with someone, because they can cut through all the minutiae, all the nonsense, all the noise, because there's so much misleading and conflicting information out there. So, one, before you go to the doctor, think, do they have my best interests at heart? Have they ever taken me off medication? Or they just keep on putting me on more and more? You know, anyone who's got your best interests at heart will take you off toxic medication, not put you on more. And then, number two, say, are they an expert in health, or are they an expert in disease? How many of their results show their clients or patients getting back to full health? You know. And three, what's their agenda? Who pays their bills? And if they go against the person, you know, I've got no agenda, I'm my own boss, I can say what I want. But if these guys go against their boss, Big Pharma, whoever pays their bills, do they have a job, or will they have a job? Think about these things, guys. You know, remember, experts in disease, not in health. Anyway, so if you are dealing with a health issue and you would like to overcome it, you know, hit me up with an email at ryan@reviveyourself.co. That's ryan@reviveyourself.co, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. We can have a chat about how we can help you. And if I don't resonate with you, hit someone else up. But just know that you can heal, no matter what your issue. You can heal. I've seen it time and time again. You know, just have to come at things from a different perspective. Right, after my walk, I'm off for a nice cold shower, some breath work, some journaling, getting to work. If you haven't done yours yet, get to it too. Lots of love. As always, stay happy, stay healthy. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.